We're going to put the heels on top of the block here. All right, so when you lay down, you're going to take your shoulders, pull them away from your ears. You can put your hands by your side. Those heels are on the block, your knees are together, and we're going to bridge up and down. But when we come down, we don't rest it, we come right back up again. So you're going to think not about lifting your toes, you're going to think about pushing your heels into that block and squeezing your knees together. So as you squeeze those knees, you're going to get some inner thigh, and as you lift those hips, you're going to get some hamstring and glutes. Good, and then get just one more. All right, now you can leave your feet there or you can put them on the ground. We're going to do a set of triceps, so go ahead and grab your weights. Just always be careful when you're grabbing them because sometimes it's an awkward position, so make sure you're not in an awkward position. All right, so with these, the arms are going to come up, shoulders stay down as we move them back, and then they're going to come down to the back of your mat and extend. So your arms are actually a little bit behind your head, but you can watch your elbows to shoulder, make sure it does not move. You're just extending through that lower arm, tightening the tricep. Okay, we're going to put those down, so bring them in close to your body. Set them down gently because we are going to come back to them. So now with that lower half, we're going to take one leg, put it on the opposite knee. We're going to bridge with one leg on the block, focusing on the hamstring and glutes, okay? Here we go. Straight up, down, but don't put it down all the way and go right back up. We have 10. Just try not to let your butt hit the ground. It might graze it, but don't let it rest. Blow out when you go up, tighten those lower abs. This should be 7. If it gets to be too hard, take your foot off the block. 8, or rest a second. 9, one more. You should also be getting some lower back and abdominal work, and that's 10. So set that down. The good news is you're not going to do the next leg right away. We're going to grab the triceps, or the weights, and do the triceps, and then we'll go back and do the other leg. So dumbbells are up. Get ready for triceps. We're going super slow in both directions. That means we're coming up 1, 2, 3, 4. Down is 1, 2, 3, 4. Up is 1, 2, 3, 4. So pretty much as slow as you can go in both directions. Keeping nice control and trying to feel those triceps extend when you straighten those arms. Using your breath. Remember, every time you exhale, you're tightening your stomach and your abdominals. Super slow. If it gets to be too heavy, just alternate the arms so you can rest one for a second or two. Otherwise, speaking of 2, we have 2 more. Last one. When it comes up to the top, you're going to bring it in close to your side and gently set those down. Hopefully you're going to remember which leg was on top of your leg beforehand, because now we have the second leg on top of the other leg. Does that make sense? Okay, so leg number 2 is what it boils down to. So I think I might have moved my block. So if your block got away from you, reset it. All right, shoulders away from the ears. Here we go, we got 10. Push it up and down. Really try to tap into the hamstring and the glutes. Exhale as you go up. Try to get way up there so you can, oh, June. Well, you know what? We'll do one leg and wait for you to do the other one, okay? All right, so that should be 10 as we take that down. Okay, relax that. You can put your feet wherever you want. Grab those dumbbells. Okay, with the dumbbells up. Triceps. We're going to alternate the arms. One's going to come down regular pace, then the other one's regular pace. So it's down in a 2 or 3 count and up in a 2 or 3 count. So nice and normal. Exhaling and still tightening those abs before you do the other arm. Okay, now you're gonna give me 3 with both arms at the same time. Just regular pace. Here's 1, 2, exhaling as you go up. 3, take this one down, hold it behind your head, do not let it touch the floor. Take your breath, exhale, push your abs into the floor, and then continue your regular breathing. And then give me 3 regular pace triceps, up and down. 1, 2, 3. Hold this one at the top. You can even push your shoulders into the ground a little bit extra. All right, speaking of pushing into the ground, take your lower back, press it into the ground. Bring your feet off the floor. If you can't do this, then you can put the feet back down. Otherwise, we have triceps. So behind the head slowly, and then up regular pace. Behind the head slowly, up regular pace. Tilt your hips to the ceiling so you're getting the lower ab work at the same time. That way when you exhale, you tighten those abs and you're good to go. We got 2 more of these. Good, and then you can hold those dumbbells there. Put your feet down, bring them close, the dumbbells close to your side. Set them down. Go ahead and roll them away from you a little bit. Roll them away. That way when we stretch, we're not going to be making noise, okay? All right, so you know that block that's under your feet or around your feet or near your feet? Okay, grab it with your feet. You're like a monkey. Take the block, put it between your thighs. So now, taking that lower abdominal, taking that gap that's between the low back and the floor, we squish it and we push the hips to the ceiling. Hold, release. So inhale, exhale, press the back into the floor. Tailbone goes to the ceiling. We hold that, tighten those lower abs, release. So remember, there's belly button and lower abs. So press, hold, squeeze, release. And press, hold, exhale, squeeze, release. So get used to pressing the back down, lifting the tailbone, and exhaling at the same time so you can feel those lower abs. Now keep in mind what you're feeling here, because we're going to set those feet down for a second and set the block down. And this is for you, June. No, we're going to do the dead bug. But when we do the dead bug, basically you've got to focus on that pelvic tilt. So that means your legs are in the air, whether they're bent or whether they're straight. I'll leave it up to you. But you have to take your lower back, press it down so your hips remain slightly tilted towards the ceiling. You keep in that constant state of tightness in those lower abs. Then when the arms come straight up, we take one leg down only as far as you can before that back comes up. So you've got to keep the hips tilted to the ceiling. So about halfway down and then come back up. And then the other leg, make sure those hips are tilted first, because if you lose that, you're not working the abs. Then we'll bring it up. We'll do it again. This time we'll add the opposite arm. So engage those hips, push the tailbone to the ceiling, use your breathing, exhale, squeeze the abs, bring it all together. Then the other side, get that tilt going first, keep it there. One side half down, arm half down, push those hips to the ceiling, tailbones up, bring it back together. Bring everything in and set it down. Now, if you do not keep that lower half engaged, if you don't keep that hip lifted up, right now do that pelvic tilt. Just push your lower back into the ground and feel how that hip can rock back and forth, and that's your tailbone going towards the ceiling and then relaxing. So the whole time we're doing dead bugs, you have to keep that hip area engaged, which means tailbone to the ceiling. Got it? Yes? Okay, fabulous. Where's your block? Find your block. Put it back between your legs. All right, make a dead bug. Hold it. Both arms are going to slowly go behind you. Hold them about halfway down. Stay there. Push those hips up. Inhale, exhale, squeeze those upper abs. Raise those arms back to the top. All right, relax a second. So that means you can kind of let go of that pelvic tilt and just hold your legs in the air. Now we take a deep breath and we're going to engage those abs. So get that pelvic tilt going, hold it there. Start to move the legs forward. You're not going to get it far, and that back is going to come up. So we're going to take it down a little bit, bring it back up. A little extra high, a little bit down, a little bit down, a little bit down, bring it back up. One more time, push the back into the floor, tip that tailbone to the ceiling, bring it back up, and then bring your knees in and bring it all the way down. Yay, wasn't that fun? All right, just regular, traditional crunches. So I want you to think of those lower abs pulling in, then your belly button pushes to the floor, and then you squeeze your upper abs to lift your body. So think about it. You got to stretch at the bottom, and then you're going to go 1, 2, 3. Lower abs, belly button, upper abs to pull your body up. Now, to get a nice little extra stretch out of this, we're going to take your legs and cross them on the floor. So cross those legs on the floor. You're going to have to work a little harder to keep that back down. So you have a slight pelvic tilt. And then we push the lower abs, belly button, and add that crunch. Deep breath at the bottom. And then engage your sections 1, 2, 3. Squeezing those abs at the top to pull your body upward. And we all have eyes on the ceiling, chin on the ceiling or chin up. We do not want to pull on the head. When you come down and take that deep breath, really spread apart the rib cage. So it should be nice and slow. All right, one more time. And then we're going to bring those legs up. We may not have the ball, but we can still do some fun tricks. So here's what we're going to do. Take the block on top of the shins. So in order to do that, you might have to drop the legs a little bit. You might even have to engage those lower abs a little bit. And what we're going to do is crunch and lift that tailbone slightly at the same time without letting the block drop. So you're getting a combo crunch. You're focusing more on the lower abdominals because that's the harder part. So lift that first, then add the crunch. Deep breath at the bottom. Good, and get one more like that. And we will take that beautiful block, set it to the side. Bring those feet as close as you can to your butt. Arms are down, away from your ears. Press up into a bridge. Take it as high as you want to. But really push the hips to the ceiling. Feel the stomach and low back squeeze together. Okay, once you got those tight, push the heels in a little harder. Feel more of the hamstrings and glutes working. Good, then we're going to slowly press that down one vertebrae at a time, just so I can say, take it back up again. Lift the hips up. So first we get our position of the hips lifted, then we pull that belly button in, squeeze the lower back together. Then we take those heels, press them in a little harder, feel the hamstrings, glutes, and quadriceps engage more. Good, and then we're going to slowly lower. Now I know what you're thinking, gosh, we're on our backs, we could just stretch right now, couldn't we? Well, we could, but we're not going to. So you're going to roll on your side, roll on your stomach, because I think somebody in this room wants to plank. So when we plank, we get the elbows under the shoulders. It's going to feel like you're a little bit over your shoulders, but they're actually going to be underneath you. We take your shoulder blades and you pull them hard away from your ears. So those shoulder blades are pulling down towards your hips. They're engaged. Your core is what wraps around your body. So it's your rib cage, your back, your abdominals. So you have to keep that back tight as we push the feet up or push the hips up and get that squeeze through the stomach and through the back. So you should be feeling your shoulder blades squeeze and your belly button and low back squeezing together. It's not as important how long you hold it, it's how well you can squeeze the back, the stomach, everything you got. Good, so we can take it down for a little bit, and we can bring our chest down and stretch the abdominals up like a cobra. And then we can bring them back down, and we can take those arms underneath you, because I know you want to do it one more time, because you can really engage the shoulder blades. So get those arms set. Pull those shoulders. Well, I can't see you, so do what you want, really. Squeeze. But you know who's hurting themselves if they're not doing it. Pull those shoulders back and down. All right, and up. So what you're gonna do, just even if you don't do it, don't do it. You know your limits. But when you do something, you wanna make sure you do it right. That's the most important thing. So pulling the belly button in, and even if you're not doing the plank, just squeeze your belly button in. So we're not asking much, we're just saying squeeze something. If you're not gonna do what we're doing, just squeeze something. Not fussy, might as well.